Welcome back to another Reddit Excel video where I'm going to be going through some problems on Reddit regarding Excel, and I'm just going to be trying to solve them and just hopefully give some tips and pointers of what I would do and how to maybe go a little step further as well and actually improve it. So if you like these videos, just don't forget to drop a like. Let's get into it. In this problem, I'm going to show you how to create a formula which will find the average difference between a set of numbers like this. So this problem, this person has a lot of numbers in different columns in the same row. They want to find the average difference between all the numbers, and they want it to be done with a single formula, and they don't care about the negatives, so we're going to have to use absolute numbers. So yeah, let's dive straight in. So I've got my numbers written out. First, we're going to do it manually, step by step, so you can see exactly how it's done. So all we're going to do is work out the difference between all the numbers. So obviously we're not going to do this one because there's nothing there. So as you can see, they come out as positive and negative, which is okay for now. And the better way to do this would be using some kind of array formula, which we can work out pretty quickly. So what we actually want to do is these numbers minus these numbers. And what it does is it outputs all of them for you from a single cell. And then we're going to need to do the average. And again, we need to make sure these values are absolute. And then if we just click this, it will have the hashtag, which assumes that it's an array. So if it was to be extended, then it would automatically include it. So if we did that, it comes out as 11.5, which is correct. And then if we wanted to write that all out in one single formula, then all we need to do is just put this bit inside the absolute, and then you have it in one formula. There is also a slightly cleaner way to do it so that you don't have to worry about these selections, and you could just use the whole range instead. And that would be making use of the drop function. And what this does is it basically takes the array that you give it, or the range, and then you can remove from the beginning or the end based on a number of rows or columns. So we actually want to get rid of a column, so we're just going to put another comma to skip the rows, and then we're going to put for now 1, so you can see what happens. So as you can see, the first value has been taken off, and we could also do the same for -1 to remove 1 from the end. So what we're going to actually do is put this all together. So we're actually going to need 2 of these. And their first one will be +1 and the next one will be -1. And that basically gives us the same result as we had here with the manual ranges. And then you could just wrap that all in the average and absolute, and you get the same result. But your range is only set once. So if this was to be continued, then you just need to make sure that both of these ranges are set. And that's it. In this problem, I'm going to show you how to filter by colors in a variety of different ways that you can. So this person is trying to filter by cell color, and they say that there's only 6 in the options. So let's investigate that. So as you can see here, I've set this out already. When you go to the filter, you can filter by color, and there's only 5 options here. There is a more cell colors option, which allows you to select all of the possible ones in your list, but that could be a new feature. So I'm going to show you a different way as well. So if you go to the one that you want and you right click it, press filter, then filter by selected cell's color, it will actually automatically filter for that. So in this problem, I'm going to show you how to deal with blanks when you're trying to do some conditional formatting. So this person has a column L, which will be the whole date, and they've currently got some conditional formatting set up, which will check the difference between the whole date and today's date. It works fine, but the problem is when there's no whole date, then it's becoming overdue by the maximum number of days, and then it will automatically come back as red, which doesn't fit the overdue criteria that they have set up. So yeah, let's dive into that. Okay, so I've got this example set up, and as you can see here, when it's blank, you get a minus big number, which is the max. update. And then now what we're going to do is going to add in the conditional formatting just to show you how that works. So you've got conditional formatting, new rule, format only cells that contain, and we're going to look at less than 0, which is going to be the red one, and then press OK. And you can see that works, but we want it to work on all of it, so we're going to go on manage, and in this applies to, we're going to remove everything, and we're just going to select all of our data, apply, and as you can see those ones go red. Then we're going to add a new rule. We can duplicate it just to save us some time, and we want, actually no, we're going to have to change this, so it's going to be between 2 and 0, and we're going to make that yellow, and let's apply that. So that works, but these shouldn't be red. So there's two ways to solve this. We either add something to our helper column, like an if statement. So we say if that is blank, then just put blank, otherwise do the calculation. So if we drag that down, you can see now that comes back as blank, and then no conditional formatting. The other option would be to actually change the way that we do the conditional formatting. So we could actually change this to a formula. And what we're going to do is equals, and we have two criteria now. So we need to check if this is a certain number, but we also need to check if the whole date is blank. So we're going to do an and. That not blank. And the second criteria will be that that is less than 0. And I should have edited the other rule, but it's fine. So let's just delete this one for now, so you can see that. So this is applied to everything because these are absolute references. So we need to actually make sure that they go down on the rows. So let's just delete the second $, and then that should fix it. So only those ones are highlighted now, and this one isn't. So there's been another Reddit Excel video. I hope you guys have liked that. If you want to see more of this and you have any other problems that you want me to discuss, feel free to drop a comment below. I've also created a subreddit for these sort of things. So if you have any questions, just drop me a message in one of those places, and I'll try and include it in a future video. So yeah, if you like that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.